I really loved Scooby Doo when I was younger. I don't know exactly why, but I do know that I've seen almost all the TV shows and movies. Yes, even all 4 of the terrible live-action ones.
Scooby Doo! Your name means Scooby Poop!
Yeah, I was a pretty stupid child when I was younger. I kinda like it now, but looking back, it was never the best. However, when a new Scooby Doo series was announced roughly a year ago, titled Be Cool Scooby Doo, my, and many others' interest was caught. Why exactly? Well, it may have been because of the terrible new art style that looks like something that Seth MacFarlane would draw. I think it looks more like something out of Brickleberry, but nevertheless, fans were angry and had their expectations set way low for the series. If you wanted to know exactly what I thought before the series premiered, go watch my top 10 upcoming Cartoon Network series and pilots, where it has an entry. Anyway, now that the first couple episodes of Be Cool Scooby Doo have been released, is the show as bad as everyone thought it would be? To put it simply, no. This is the same old Scooby Doo that you've come to love or hate over the past 45 plus years. Gang of mystery solvers drive to a place with a fake monster, they find clues, then finally meet the monster face to face. Zoinks, jinkies, the monster is caught, the end. As much as some people would like to see this formula go, I'm actually okay with this. Warner Brothers has shown in the past that they can't do an unformulaic Scooby spin-off without sucking. So I'm okay with just having a few minor tweaks to the usual Scooby-Doo formula. However, I can see where some people may be coming from. When the following clip is an actual thing from your franchise, you may have to make a few changes.
That was amazing! Seen amazing!
The humor has been changed to be a big focus of this show. There's a lot more jokes in each episode compared to other Scooby shows. But how are the jokes? Well, they're hit and miss. Some are pretty clever and get a chuckle out of me, and the show does a good job with payoffs with some of its longer running jokes, especially some of the ones with Daphne. On the other side of the coin, some of the jokes just fall flat. For example, in one episode, Mystery Incorporated visits an ancient temple and we meet the last member of a tribe whose name is Rick. No, not Rick, Rick. Did you think that joke was stupid? Well, the people behind this show didn't, because they dragged this joke out for the entire episode. All this joke does is remind me of Rick and Morty, which is actually a good thing since Rick and Morty is awesome. But anyway, most of the jokes that fail are the ones like this that are dragged out, or they just come off as annoying. To emphasize the humor, another change that was made for the show is that Daphne has been turned into the off-the-wall, cray-cray comic relief character. And to be honest, this is another change that I'm fine with. When you think about it, Daphne hasn't really had a personality besides Fred's maybe girlfriend and being a little clumsy. So repurposing a useless character is alright with me. Besides, she adds something new to the group and is actually pretty funny. Let's get back to the elephant in the room, the art style and animation. While it has more expressions and movements than Family Guy, and it can look pretty nice in a few places, like during the sequences when the gang reveals the monster, it mainly comes off as ugly, especially with the main characters. Everyone else on the show looks better than these guys, what gives? I even spotted a few animation errors here and there. Like other people have said, the art style doesn't seem very finalized or like its own thing. But as bad as it is, there are shows out there with worse animation. The animation here is at least a bit fluid. You won't be screaming while looking at it, but the animation is definitely one of Be Cool Scooby Doo's weakest points. Scooby Doo isn't Scooby Doo without the monsters and mysteries, so how are they in this series? They're alright. The designs of the monsters are generic and unmemorable, and only 3 to 4 suspects are introduced in each episode, making the mysteries pretty easy to solve. There were a few mysteries that were pretty smartly done, but just about all the others are very obvious. Some of them are pretty lazy too. Within the first 3 episodes of the series, the more than one of the same monster cliche has already been used twice.
Acceptable!
The settings, while not being haunted houses, have also been done to death, at least in Scooby Doo. They're so generic that I'm not even going to bother talking about them for very long. The main cast of characters haven't changed much at all, besides Daphne, of course. However, unlike other incarnations of the show, it seems that the writers are at least trying to flesh out the characters a bit. The episodes that I watched tried to shoehorn in a subplot between some of the characters. However, these usually don't make that much sense, aren't funny, or are just underdeveloped. I guess they just needed something to fill in the runtime. But if you need to do that, then just add some more suspects or add something to the mystery. Speaking of filler, those classic chase sequences are also back, and they're just as cheesy and fun as you remember. It's just one of the many Scooby-Doo trademarks that has returned for this show. And when you get right down to it, that's one of the show's biggest problems. In conclusion, Be Cool Scooby Doo is not a bad show, but it's not a fantastic one. It's probably something that didn't need to happen because it just kind of plays it safe and doesn't subvert the regular Scooby-Doo formula in any extremely noteworthy way. Although it's unoriginal, it's still a pretty decent show. I surprisingly enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would. It's not the best Scooby-Doo incarnation, but it's certainly not the worst. If you like Scooby-Doo, you'll probably like this. But if you don't worry, it probably won't last long since it's going to be airing on Boomerang exclusively, and no one watches that channel. But, despite that, I still think this is a pretty cool show. Yeah, my puns suck. I give Be Cool Scooby Doo a 7 out of 10. My name's Nintendo, my name has nothing to do with my channel, and I will see you next time. Hello everyone and welcome back to the End Slate. That's what I call this part of the section of the video where I talk to you about some other things you can do, like subscribing and liking and watching my other videos like that Steven Universe review on the left, which was also my 100 sub special, and my outdated top 10 upcoming Cartoon Network shows and pilots. Thank you guys for watching and listening to me stumble through this End Slate, and I will hopefully see you guys soon. Bye!